Always a good time to go visit Red. Something special about spending time with like-minded people that want to move in the same direction. I feel like I learn a lot.
Just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down.
Alright.
Hey, I wondered why you swapped out the stoves. I really liked the other stove. It seemed to have bigger capacity.
It did. These Yodel stoves is this stove, as small as it is, it weighs more than the stove. I mean, it's just built. Yodel is like the brand.
I can see you've done this before.
Just a couple times.
I do like how you're able to pull the lid off and.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be that way.
That's not a.
No, there's supposed to be a chamber that kind of second burns the smoke, and it's even more efficient than it is now. This thing, if you look at the side of my old antique stove here,
whoa,
that's how much heat that thing puts off. This thing puts off more heat than any other stove I've ever had. But then on top of that, I didn't want to just slap any. Like, I feel like I wanted a stove that goes with the house. That other stove was from the 80s. It was some local. Somebody made it. You know, the door on it was a cast iron door that you can order out of a catalog. But I wanted something that felt like it had a little history, I guess. And this stove's only from the 60s, but they've been making this version of the stove for over 100 years. They say it's the, Yodel says, the company, they're out of Norway, they say it's their best-selling stove ever. And so they make a version of the stove right now that identical, except for now it has a glass door, and you can see the fire. And I may try and get that glass door. That's the one thing I don't like. But yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be good for up to like 1,700 square feet. The house is just shy of 2,000 square feet with the addition. If I have to get up at 3 in the morning to load this thing again, I'll change this out for a different stove. But so far, this is the best stove that I've found. So,
will you put another stove?
I'm gonna try not to. We're gonna have vents in every bedroom between the floors, and once it's insulated, I mean, I can get this place warmed up. It'll be 8 degrees outside, and it'll be 56 in here, 57 in here. So,
well, and you're not even insulated yet.
I feel like once we get the insulation in, that should really help. So
speak to 25-year-old kid, Heath, whoever. How do you get them moving in this direction? What's the best course of action? What would you tell people that want to move in this direction? What's the first step? How do you get going? How do you get here?
Yeah, I get those emails quite regularly about the 20 to 25-year-old kid that does not want to drink the Kool-Aid, the systematic, whatever, and assume the 30-year-old mortgage. And I guess what I would say to that person is to don't ever lose sight on the end goal. And I think about myself as the 25-year-old kid. Could I do this, what I'm doing now at 25?
I couldn't.
The answer is no. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the patience. I didn't have the understanding. But it doesn't mean I couldn't have done something. It doesn't mean that, do I tell the 25-year-old kid to go out and find a piece of cheap land? I don't know if I even do that, because I in this market right now, I tell a 25-year-old kid to rat hole some money.
Keep
saving that money. And when the opportunity, you'll know it. You know, I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that things happen for a reason. And when we found this land, you actually, on our channel, you can see like the very first video, I tried to talk my wife out of this piece of land, all because of the road.
Yeah.
And there's a video of us and her expedition, you know, and she's just like, our kids are going to public schools. How do we get our kids out of school? But then a month later, we came back up here. The trees bloomed out. The grass starts coming out of the ground. And all of a sudden, it was like the heavens opened, and you hear the angels singing, going, oh, you know, and I'm like, wait a second, you know, maybe there's something here. And so I guess you can still learn. You can still learn it. When I was 25, I read books about the things that I was passionate about. I read books about primitive skills and about all these things that I just had a hunger to fill, right? I still listen to 4 or 5 books a week probably. And they're always books that are making me better. And so, I don't know. I'm not going to say there's not a 25-year-old kid out here that couldn't do this. My brother-in-law built his house that he's in right now. That's probably a $500,000 or $600,000 house. When he was about 25 years old, 26 years old, we all helped him build that house. He did most of the work. He built that house for less than $30 a square foot. So he's 40. When he turned 40 years old, he paid that house off. He had a 15-year mortgage. He paid that house off at 40. And now he's in a position where he's accumulating wealth. He lives in a city. He has an acre. Is it my definition of success? Not at this moment in my life, but he still is so much further down the road than the average person his age.
At 40.
Now he's 47, 48. Who knows how much money he's been able to save.
So he paid it off at 40, and now he's had 7 or 8 years to just save money. Save money and put that, you know, it's a lifestyle. The 25-year-old kid, I'm going to tell the 25-year-old kid that the habits, the successful habits that are required at 40, start then. You know, you don't just wake up one day. Some people do. Some people wake up and they're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they liquidate everything and they move into mom's basement and they start over. But, you know, hopefully the 25-year-old kid doesn't have to do that. I'm a prime example. I moved into my mom's basement literally with my wife and kids last year to facilitate this. But we're also helping her in the process. It's not like it's a one-way street. It's a win-win.
Yeah, we're helping her develop equity in the place, and so I guess that's what I would say. I would say don't drink the Kool-Aid, man.
Don't go, when you say don't go get a mortgage.
Don't go get the debt. Don't go get the car loan. Save money, pay cash for things. You know, when I was 24 years old, I got really into Dave Ramsey's philosophies about avoiding debt and saving money, and that success is a crock pot. It's not a microwave. It takes time. It's a slow cook.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I don't know. I can only speak to what I've done. And there's part of me that wishes I'd found this when I was younger. But there's also part of me that I don't think I would have appreciated what's happening here when I was 25. And there is a lot of people that start down this road that quit. This homesteading off-grid, whatever this is, there are many, many people that bail.
Or I've even seen them where they get here, they cross the finish line, they're living here, and then they get sick and tired of having to take out their own trash and worry about their own water. And they're just like, I'm going to sell the place and just, I'm okay to pay for convenience.
Yeah, I think that with the blood, sweat, and tears that I have in this place, the idea of doing it again, if somebody came along here and offered me $1 million for this place, I wouldn't sell it.